What's happening, weirdos? This is Justin Martindale, someone who is a delight, and I always love running into him. I run into him at the Comedy Store, where he crushes on stage, but then also backstage. He's always just such a fun and easy chat. So, of course, I wanted to have him on the show, and I'm so glad I did. If you don't know him, we're going to play a little bit of his stand-up. We're going to play a little bit of his stand-up comedy right now so you can get a little bit of a taste. So we'll be right back. Here's a little bit of our guest today, Justin Martindale, killing it on stage.
A lesbian will keep you safe no matter what. And I have the best. Her name is Denise. Denise is an alpha. She is full silverback. When she gets threatened or nervous, she puffs up, and I have to calm her down with a newborn kitten. I'm like Jane Goodall for lesbians. She'll puff up, get really aggro, and I'm like, Denise! Soft! Soft!
Oh, sorry. Soft. Denise, soft. Soft, Denise.
All right, everybody, check out Justin's podcast. It's called Just Sayin. Also, he's headlining across the country. Go see him live. Go see me live, PeteHolmes.com. I've got my Netflix is a Fest show in May, on May the 4th. PeteHolmes.com for tickets to that. That would mean a lot. It's a slightly bigger venue than I'm used to, and I'm really hoping we can sell it out. It would mean a lot. And thanks to everybody who came to Largo this month. We have another one in February. It's almost sold out. Go to largo-la.com for tickets to that. And also go to PeteHolmes.com. I'm going to be in Oxnard. I'm going to be in Chicago. Thanks to everybody who came to Irvine, by the way. That was so fun. But Oxnard is next on Valentine's Day. I hope you can be there. In the meantime, enjoy the wonderful Justin Martindale. Get into it. I have a lot of thoughts already about you having a dog.
Do you?
And we're just rolling.
Okay, good.
It's not like your show with professional intros, Just Saying with Justin Martindale. It's not like that show. You also have to hold your mic.
Yeah, I know. Like the olden days.
Just like Wyatt Earp.
Why is it cold?
It was freezing in here. I turned the heat on.
Whew.
Yeah.
The mic is cold.
Yeah. No, it's like a stethoscope.
I like heated mics when I arrive, so.
You hate?
No, I want my...
Yeah, you
yeah,
heat
I
'em.
need a hot mic.
Like a heated steering wheel? You ever drive a car with a heated steering wheel?
What is just a podcast snob? Just like, you call this a studio?
Actually, we've gotten that response many times.
No.
Many times people have been... I know I say it every time, but...
I feel like Mark Maron would come in here and just start screaming. But just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I brought him up at the store the other night.
How did that go?
It's so sweet if it goes well. You know what I mean? Because he came out, he was wearing his little kind of like down
Holiday
by the dock
beanie,
holiday beanie. And I was genuinely happy to see him. And I brought him out kindly. You know what I mean? I feel like...
You did so much.
I did. Well, that's what it is. It's the old patterns of like, I'm going to win over... I'm not saying he's a Grinch, but he can be a little grumpy or a little prickly. Prickly is a better word.
A prickly curmudgeon.
A prickly curmudgeon. Let's say I have quite a few Mark Maron burns ready to go.
Yeah.
That I'll never use unless it gets too intense.
Unless you have to go
Because he burns me a lot.
Yeah, oh, I know.
He burns a lot. But I brought him out, and I was like, he's one of my favorites, and brought him out. I said, happy holidays. And he went out, and he was like, Pete Holmes, but he didn't make fun of me. And I was like, progress. Because I feel like he doesn't see me.
Yeah.
And I've said this to him, and I think that might have broken us through. Where I kind of yelled at him in the green room, not yelled, but like raised my voice in a comedy way. Where I was like, I'm not that 28-year-old squirt.
Oh, I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
I was because there. I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated that hang.
Yeah.
I was being traumatized left and right. Traumatized by Burr, traumatized by Maron. Burr wasn't like attacking me,
So
but
it was
like
me, you, Bill Burr, and Maron.
and Leslie Jones, I think.
God, the five right there. The five horsemen.
Martindale, Holmes, Burr, Maron, Jones.
I'm the lesser horse, but yes, of course, yeah.
No,
I'm
you're
on my way.
You're welcome in that revelation.
No, I remember that. I remember that night.
Yeah, and I tried because
Yeah.
I really like Mark. I like him, and but I'm trying to get over that people. Are you a people pleasy? I don't think you are.
I think when I first started, I was like, oh, I gotta be friends with everybody, and and now I just don't care because I feel like if I make the effort for sure.
A for F.
Yeah.
Is it really A for effort? It's E for effort.
Wow, it is.
And
this whole
also-
time. Wow.
And the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic? Who wrote this? Fucking Cracker Jack? The
Why
kid
am
from
I
the
just
Cracker
now
Jack popcorn?
noticing this?
A for effort. They mean I'm giving you the
What
grade
illiterate person made that, and we all just was like, oh, he's stupid. Let's just let him have it.
There's a great Jim Gaffigan joke.
A for effort.
How many things are just someone didn't want to speak up? And he goes, the joke is, he goes, the male seahorse has the baby.
Yeah.
And he goes, shouldn't you just call that the female seahorse? And it was probably like a scientist making a mistake. He's like, and that's that's the male seahorse. And he goes, it's having a baby. Yeah, the male has the baby.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to correct him.
No one wanted
so
to.
now it's a thing.
God, that's a fun drinking game, I would think.
Things that are just...
Things that,
Well,
like
mine is pillage a village. That just sounds like a Viking made
Pillage
a
a
mistake.
village?
Let's go pillage that village.
pillage the village.
Excuse me?
What did you
That's
say?
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Let's pillage the village.
Pillage the village.
That's the fucking king. Blackbeard fucked up.
Yeah.
And no one, you want to tell him?
Well, no one's going to say anything to Blackbeard.
You want to tell Blackbeard with those
No.
floppy boots?
No, I don't want to tell Blackbeard with those floppy boots.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where they hang over?
Yes, like pirate boots.
Like you could roll them up?
Yeah.
But they're rolled down.
Yeah.
It's casual.
Can you roll them up, though?
You can't. It's soft.
Yeah, it's like a soft...
It's a flaccid boot.
Yeah.
And
What'd you call
know-
me?
You're
I
a
just got
flaccid
here.
boot. That's what they say for bottom in England. Put it in the boot. No. Now it sounds like I'm trying to say butt.
That's what they say to the bottom?
Well, the trunk is... This is stupid.
No,
I hate
know.
this riff.
I know. Hey, A for effort, you know? Why is that a thing? That's going to haunt me all year.
A for effort?
Yes.
Well, they're giving you an A for the effort.
No.
But it's not A
Not
for
everyone
effort.
gets a ribbon, a certificate. No one.
No participation
No.
hugs? F for effort? I like F for effort.
Oh, God, I don't know.
All right. Well, it is a floppy leather. Tell me why your life is in disarray, and I'm very happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you as well.
I'm always happy to see you.
Yeah, same.
It's always fun to see you. One of those Insta friends.
Insta Friends.
Insta Friends.
That's a new app.
An ally. Ally is kind of sounds like I'm
Ally's so
helping you
tired.
fight. Yeah, I know. I just mean like in comedy.
Yes.
You go, there's
Friend.
a friend. Friendly.
Yes.
Friendly is better.
Friendly friend. I like that one.
But you know how like the Air Force goes, it's a friendly.
No, I don't know
okay,
that.
yeah.
Do they say that?
I think the armed forces go, it's a friendly.
Okay.
You should know that in case you ever
I
want to
should
come
know that
out with
because
your
my
hands
brother's
out.
in the Air Force.
You should go, it's a friendly. That's what
I
you
don't
would
know
say
that.
to your brother.
I'm going to have to call him and see if, why don't I know that?
What if
He's a major in the Air Force.
He's a major
Yeah.
in the Air Force?
Yeah.
Tell
Guess
me,
who's the favorite?
Well, that was my first question.
Yeah.
Does that work, or is it just like, who cares?
What do you mean?
Because, look, I'm not saying this is my attitude,
Yeah.
but I could see a parent, meaning this is not my attitude, saying, big deal, you walked into a recruitment office.
Yeah.
Like, you could see it like, they got you. Or career military, doing it for the fucking
Since he was a kid.
Captain America reasons. Since he was a
Since
kid.
he was a child, my brother, we're all playing Super Mario Brothers, what other Nintendo games are there? He's playing Kirby. He's playing like F-15, Black Hawk Down, like Top Gun.
He was into it.
Always.
Born a warrior.
Born a hero.
Yeah.
And I remember getting mad.
Born a hero.
Yeah.
I said warrior. You took it to the next
Straight
level.
to hero.
Guy over his shoulders running out of the jungle.
Yeah.
Like helping.
And like a child. I remember like Friday nights, your parents go to Blockbuster. We're going to Blockbuster. We're going to rent the new movie, get a game while we're at it. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, Aaron, get the coolest game out, whatever was out. He'd come back with some bullshit like
Yeah. Platoon.
airplane game. And I'm like, where the like the target line. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we got to get those, whatever that scale thing is. I'm like, this sucks.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Whatever, like if you're having to like target.
Snipe?
No, like when you're in the air and you have to like target this sucks. This is just a gay guy explaining the Air Force. You know, when there's a target and you got to launch and missiles ready. Allegedly.
And you're over it.
Over it. But he's like made a career out of it. I'm
Older
like,
brother?
How old is he?
Is he older or
No,
younger?
he's younger, yeah.
Younger
Yeah.
brother.
He's like 37, 30. Well, no, hold on. Yeah.
And in the family, he won.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all won, but like,
Okay.
I have a sister.
Don't put my words in your mouth. Let's not
My
say
sister
he won.
has 4 kids. My other brother is like ex-army, like did the tours, all that
Was your
stuff.
dad in the military?
Yeah.
Oh.
Meanwhile, professional clown.
Do you think your
Good
dad,
friend of mine.
Do you think your dad cries when he hears the song
Every day.
Send in the Clowns?
Send in the clowns. He's just like, not just a clown, a gay clown.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay clown.
I thought it is what I mean by I know. I was like, is he going to say a gay clown or just a clown? But I don't know.
What is the adjective? Give me the adjective for the clown.
It was
be
your
anything.
choice. And you did go dry.
My
You went pretty
resolution,
dry.
yeah,
You
I'm going
went
to be forthright.
A clown.
Get to it in the new year.
What was military dad? A lot of assumptions coming up. Was that a thing? Was both of those things a thing? The clown. We could talk about either the clownness and the gayness, or was it, or is that just a stereotype that's not real in this case? Like a dad that doesn't necessarily want a clown, or maybe even a gay clown.
You know what? I feel like
What if you were like, you know what? I don't like this conversation. Like it's such an early.
I feel cornered.
It's an early morning, and I'm like, how'd your dad take that?
It's fine. Actually, for Christmas, I got a DVD player.
Excuse me?
Yeah, $35. That's how much a DVD player is now.
That's how much a DVD used to be.
Yeah, no, right. No, a DVD player. Remember, they were like $800 for a DVD player.
Why did you want a DVD player?
Because my dad converted all of our childhood VHS into DVDs. So my boyfriend got me a DVD player. So all Christmas I was watching like all these old home movies, and I'm just sitting there like,
What was the feeling like?
It was crazy.
This Christmas,
Yeah.
I went to my friend Ern's house, and they had a video.
Yeah.
It was on VHS, though. They still have a VHS.
Oh, they still had it? Yeah.
And we put it in, and there I was. And it was, look, my family did a great job. I'm just saying it was the age that I was being sort of challenged.
Yeah, I get that.
But I
what
was
year? What
looking-
year was that? What was the challenge?
It was junior high. It was like around, yeah.
So what, like 10, 11?
How old are you when you're in like 7th grade?
I think like
7th grade.
10, 11.
13, 14. My nephew's 10, he's in 4th grade.
Okay, so I was I was probably 13 years old. I just feel
Yeah.
like it was when comedy really was coming out of me, and it was because, you know, some kids skateboarded. I know that sounds stupid, but some kids, you just want something to do, keep you out of the house.
Yeah.
Get your mind. And that doesn't mean my house was a war zone. I'm just saying, like, I was uncomfortable a
Yeah.
lot. I'll say that. So watching it, I felt a real, oh, poor baby about myself. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's okay. You'll be okay.
You'll be
But
okay.
I saw a real
Did you talk to
hammy-
your younger self?
I talk to him all the time.
Yeah.
Tell me your experience.
I mean, honestly, kind of the same thing around like right into middle school, just this little kid. And I'm just looking at him, and he's just like getting in the way. And I remember that my dad would just be like, just get the hell out of the picture. You know, like my mom has
Hank
like
Hill?
just like
Get out of the picture,
And
boy.
I'm like, you know, oh, totally. Just a little
Streaks
ham.
on the China.
Just a,
Never met. We are the same.
I had a camera on me, and I was like, "Kaka," you know, and he's like, "Justin," like it's like my brother's like first day on Earth, right? And my mom's just holding him, and I'm like, he's like, "Get the hell out of the picture," you know.
That must be why we're friendlies, because that's either
Totally.
your thing or it's not.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a 5-year-old, and I'm it's still to be determined, and I don't have a preference. I'm just watching how she is.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also have a nephew who's 8, and he's got the They do. He's got a little
Yeah.
bit of it. I wouldn't say he has the overflowing shot glass that you and I had.
Yeah.
But he's got some of it.
Some
and
of
it's
it.
interesting to see because you can't. This sounds maybe self-important, but it's like you can't teach that. That sort of will bind him to me forever in the same way that you're bound to your young self.
I know. It's true.
So was it sad or was it happy to watch this?
It was a little sad because like I saw my grandmother and my grandpa.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I
great.
remember that. And they what?
And they're doing great.
They're fantastic, you know. They've never been better.
I've never had death understood. Like, are they past?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was such like,
What if I was like, no.
tell me your grandparents are dead
120.
without telling me your grandparents are dead. You're
Yeah.
like, it was a little sad. I saw my grandparents. I
I
was
saw
like,
my grandparents doing well. Oh, God, gross.
so were you close with them?
Yeah, I was. And like my grandpa passed when I was 8. So I'm like, I'm seeing the year and the date at the bottom of the screen and then going, oh wow, 3 years from now he would be dead.
That's how I feel watching
So a little morbid, you know.
It is. Yeah, no, buddy.
You're watching these old home videos and I'm like, this time in 3 years he'll be gone. Yeah. Like
No,
knowing that.
I don't think that's morbid. I was listening to Yacht Rock on the way down.
Let's get into that. What song?
I forget what it was, but how much I feel for you, darling.
Yep.
Which, by the way, if I was following the plot, which I wasn't following it that closely, it's one of those like, baby, you're crazy. I'm not cheating on you.
The 70s, yeah.
Like, where did you?
Yeah. that's every song was that.
It is.
Totally.
Just a mustache man. There's a little
Yeah.
cocaine in it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know where you got it, baby.
I don't know where you heard these rumors, but they're true, but they're not.
And the bass player was like, just write a fat song and she'll forgive you.
Do more cocaine in the morning. Skip coffee. Have you seen Daisy Jones and the Six?
No, what
Watch
is
that.
that?
It's on Amazon.
It's a show?
It's a show on Amazon. It's like pretty much like Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
But it's not. But it's Elvis's granddaughter, Riley Koff, I think is her name. You know what I'm talking about? She looks just like her mom. It's crazy. And Lisa Marie Presley's daughter. Yeah.
Changed her name. Oh, married someone named Koff.
I guess so. Or I don't
mean,
know
you
if
think
it's
you
her
hold on to
dad.
that Presley.
Yeah. She looks just like him, though. It's crazy. But it's like
Really?
set in the 70s, Sunset Boulevard, rock and roll, Chateau Marmont.
And good or bad?
So good.
Really?
Love it. But
Do
yeah,
I-
it's totally that like 70s. Wake up. All right, let's write a song.
And a song where you're saying, I'm not cheating. But here's the weird
But
part.
they're all like banging like
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then they write a song with the person they're cheating on
and then
their
they
partner
hate each
with.
other on stage and then they're like, great job, guys. It's so dysfunctional.
Brutal. But the chorus, okay, so the first verse is like, you're nuts. He's like gaslighting her, basically. He's like,
Pretty
I'm not-
much.
I'm not cheating on you. Second or third verse, he's like, well, I've moved on. This was years ago. I have a wife now. It's going strong. But then I kind of tuned out. But then it comes back to, and that's how much I feel about you. And I'm like, so you're going to cheat on your wife with her?
Right.
So you are a cheater.
That's the whole show. That's the whole show.
Believe people when they tell you who they are.
Yeah.
Or
But
when
then-
they're singing who they aren't.
But what I love about that is like before there was internet or like text messaging, all they had was a look. All they had to do was like
If
look
you
across the room
wanted-
and be like,
Buddy, it was
know?
how did you look at me?
yeah.
That was all. That's why there were so many pans being
Saw you across the
thrown.
room, looked
A
across
smile.
the floor.
I felt like you touched her hand a little too long. Now it's just like blow on a screen, get it real clean, get their passcode, and then just read them sexting.
yeah.
Then you're like pretty sure
Or
this
just
is getting funky.
send dong
Send dong.
right at the top. Just
Oh,
there you go.
a dong. You're
Send a
seeing their
dong
son.
pic.
Wait, tell me. I was saying you're looking at your partner's phone. You're saying
I'm just saying that's how it is now. Like it's just they
it's
just
not
get
even
to, there's
flirting.
not,
There's just
they're just-
genitals.
yeah.
Here it is.
Here they are.
Can I
Here's
ask
my
you,
junk.
As a not dick pic sending
Yeah.
person, really,
Yeah.
As a not dick
Thank
sending
you.
person,
Just-
how many people are just going on Google and finding a dick? Is that a big thing?
That question keeps me up at night.
Really?
I am fascinated by that. I want to know how many of them are real.
Because you could find one that looks like yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to advertise on the billboard and then at the premiere.
Right. I don't want it to be like the red carpet, like step and repeat. Like,
You want to be able to live up to it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could in fact, sometimes when I don't watch a lot of porn, but when I do, I tend to find I'm looking for a ding dong that looks like my own.
Interesting.
Is that not a preference for you?
No.
Really?
I don't think, no.
Really? Let me ask you this, Justin, because
Sure.
I don't think you're thinking about it enough.
Okay. Now
You're watching it now. Let's just go to the extreme. It's a tiny, tiny wiener. You're not going to watch that.
Fair. Yeah. No, but there actually was one that I was like, that looks like mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, there I am.
good for me. Yeah. But
Yes.
I feel like guys now who are looking online and looking for fake dicks, they're dick lighting their women.
Instead of gaslighting.
Dick lighting.
And then they're ass lighting you back.
Yeah.
But it kind of doesn't really matter. It's just like we're sending nude pictures. Can't that be enough? Why does it have to be me?
I just don't know when that all became a thing.
I don't think that's...
Like, when did that become like the hello? You know
The
what I mean?
handshake?
You can do that now with anybody. Like, go on Instagram, go into their little link tree. Oh, they have an OnlyFans. They've got let's go to their Twitter.
And then
Twitter.
wait, people just send D-pics into their Twitters?
Just nudes.
Just nudes.
Just naked.
First move?
First move, everyone's just naked now in Twitter.
Well, that's clearly...
Rather than subscribing, be a cheap asshole like myself and go to Twitter and be like, there it is. All right, I'm over it. No patience for nudes. I don't.
But in this scenario, aren't you sending the nudes?
I don't send nudes. Nope.
You know what's funny is I think I'm wearing a pair... I am. I'm wearing a pair of underwear that says send nudes.
With noodles?
Yeah, with noodles.
That's great. And how bad does that hurt? You're like...
I think I've lost weight, so I have extra.
Good.
I'm like, when you get that stomach surgery and you make a wallet.
Oh, yeah. An old pirate boot. The flap.
You make an old pirate boot. I'm not fat shaming. I'm just saying there's skin.
Yeah.
Or it could just be a major weight loss. There's
It
a lot
could,
of people
it
that
could.
talk about major weight loss, and it's like, I got to do something with the skin. You make a drum.
That's right. That. Ugh. Ugh.
Ugh.
I know.
Rough.
Loose skin.
So you just got a dog. Seems like an edit, but it's not. It was a real life. Like we were in a topic that wasn't great. And then all of a sudden I go, so you got a dog. And the audio kind of changed. That wasn't an edit.
But the clip doesn't even... It's an old VHS tape. Yeah. Like fucking Cloverfield.
So your grandparents are dead.
Yeah.
Oh, it tracks a little bit.
I got a dog. I got a dog.
You see the monster drop in the ocean?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I liked Cloverfield.
I did too, and I just started watching the Godzilla. I watched all the shows over the break because I haven't seen so much.
It up so much that a giant monster is the most interesting thing in the world.
Yeah.
But like 9 out of 10 of those movies are just fucking snoozes.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
Well, the
How do they blow it?
I don't know.
It's like King Kong too. It's like it should be incredible, and it's like, why am I the most bored I've ever been? Jordan Voight Roberts did a good King Kong movie. I like that one. What was that one? It doesn't matter.
Skull Rock or Skull Island.
Is that the one?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Skull Island.
Yeah.
Because I think he did a good job showing the scale. But most of the time, now it like once you zoom out and he's just walking with a thing, if there's no reference point,
Right.
it just looks like a fucking bullshit.
Well, and I want to see the monster.
Yeah.
Like
I hate movies where you're like, it's coming.
just come on.
That's how I feel about New Year's. They're like, midnight's coming. The whole night, everyone's postponing their most fun till the countdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then you do it and you realize you're the same asshole you were when you were waiting for it.
Same. We watched New York. I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
And then
Is there anything that they're trying to manufacture more meaning than New Year's Eve?
New
Those
Year's.
poor hosts going like, talking to John Mayer, it's already New Year. What can you tell us about the New Year?
I did love John Mayer at the Cat Cafe.
We enjoyed
though.
it. But
We
those
enjoyed it.
questions.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's
I did
too-
love that Andy Cohen got drunk and said, passed around like a party bottom on CNN.
He said that?
Oh, yeah.
Passed around
Passed around like a party bottom.
a party bottom.
Yeah.
And that is presumably just the designated
Party
ass
bottom.
for
Yeah.
everyone
Designated ass for the party.
to-
Some people, pass out chips.
It's a chip and dip. It's a different kind of chip and dip.
Yeah. I was like, party bottom? Jesus God. Is this where we're at?
It is.
I guess, yeah.
We're a post-meaning society. I heard they got in trouble for boozing it up. And then last year they didn't booze it up.
Yeah.
And then this year
They
only...
boozed it back up.
What is the non-Anderson one named? Andy Cohen.
The non-Anderson.
What's the non-Anderson?
Andy Cohen, yeah.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my wife was like... Val was
But they
like,
only had a shot
everyone
like every hour.
Oh, they were boozing?
Yeah, they were boozing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Andy might have had a little bit before.
Yeah.
But like Anderson was actually okay.
Trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
It just feels like daytime radio. to
Yeah.
me. It's there. What if you're John Mayer and someone says it's already 2024 in Japan? What's it like? Like, what do you even say to that?
That's why he was in a cat cafe. He was like, who cares? And I think that's what's kind of amazing. He was like,
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I don't. Those New Year's Eve events show me just how desperate and sweaty and stupid show business really is. When it's unprepared and it's just lights and they're like, let's go into the crowd, and they're like, so how long you been in the waiting for
I've been shitting my pants since 8 a.m. Good for you, Beverly.
But then I talked to Val about it. I was waiting for my show to start. Val was just watching it, having a cocktail with her friends, and she loved it.
Yeah.
So really, I'm jealous that people can just kind of like let loose and enjoy, and I'm out working.
No, where were you?
Tempe. Don't say Tempe.
Oh, yeah, they get mad.
They get mad. Tempe.
You were in Tempe on New Year's?
Tempe.
Did you do the midnight?
I did. Even though I made fun of New Year's, pretty much exactly what I just said to you. I was ripping into how dumb New Year's is. And then at the end of my set, I was like, I'll be back out to do the countdown.
Oh, gross.
And we did it. I was the pass around power bottom. For
Yeah,
that moment.
you were.
I was the chip and dip. I was
So you
like,
came out and you were just like, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for.
and God love them.
Yeah.
They were into it. Because I did check myself, presumably after I wrecked myself, because I was like, who am I to poo-poo, yuck someone else's yum? If you like New Year's, it's fine.
Yeah.
Are you into it?
No.
Yeah.
I like the thought of like dressing up and going somewhere, but then it's like $800 to like sit at a table, and then it's like we're gonna give you like shrimp and like champagne at midnight, and you're like, okay.
Bad champagne at midnight.
Yeah.
It's gouging.
I mean, I was at my friend's house and we just like watched New Year's. We just went outside and watched all the fireworks and went to bed.
Yeah.
That was it. We had some karaoke in the living room, which is why my voice is like this.
Yeah, how do you feel today? I'm kind of out of sorts.
I'm out of sorts. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, what is it?
It's-
Katie, are you out of sorts? What is it?
What is it?
I
don't
know. This is how we should have started.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
For real. I was driving down. There's this great Nate Bargatze joke he has about eating a stack of pancakes and the rest of the day.
Ooh.
He's like sleepy.
Oh.
And he's like, but he can never put it together that it was the pancakes. He's just walking around and he goes, I just can't get it going. And Val and I say, I just can't get it going. And this is one of those days where I'm like, I just can't get it going. It's weird that we're back.
Yeah.
Here
we have to
are.
catch up.
We have to catch up.
We have to catch up, and we're like, okay, the holidays are over. Like, I even today was like, we're taking the tree down.
I was just going to say.
Taking the tree down.
I was just going to say, I took lights off the house yesterday because they were falling down.
Yeah.
And the tree's about to go. The tree is as brittle as fucking, it's like got rigor mortis.
Yeah.
You touch it and you can hear
Oh,
that
you can hear the
touched it.
death. Just
You said it.
curb me. Put me to
Justin.
the curb, please. Just,
I shouldn't be.
just take me out of the house.
put it on the curb.
Recycle me already. I'll make a nice book for a child in Florida that they'll ban. Please.
He's got dreams. But winter is the time of death. Halloween should be in the winter. It is sort of. It's like the beginning of the winter.
To
Obviously,
some,
it's the
yeah,
fall.
some states, yeah.
But it's like Halloween is when you're dying, but winter is when you're dead. Now we're just dead. And you know this. Spring is when life...
Spring is sprung.
when you're coming back to life.
Pillage
But
the
now we're
village,
dead.
spring is
Pillage the
sprung.
village, spring is sprung. And we're in this nebulous time where like at least we had Christmas.
Yeah.
Lights. Even if you don't celebrate, you have holiday lights. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the Grove, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, Christian, everyone enjoys the sprinkle dinkle.
Yeah. We
It
don't have
looks
snow.
ch-
We're going to put soap Everyone,
Yes.
we're going to have soap fall from the sky.
Yes.
Look up, open your eyes, and get
Yes.
soap in your
Get
eyes.
lye poisoning right to the retina. But it just makes you
Yeah.
cheery. And then something about New Year's rolls around and you go, all right, all the help is gone.
Yeah.
Now you're just an ice fisherman.
Make it quick.
Make it quick. And we live in sunny ass
Yeah.
California, and it's still kind of like I talk about it on stage. I go like, we shouldn't be here. Shouldn't we be like in a log cabin?
Yes.
Listening to our papa.
Listening to Nosferatu, you know? Like that's not Nosferatu, Nostradamus. Like
I actually wait.
Nosferatu's a vampire.
Is the vampire. But how do you blend Nosferatu and
Nostradamus.
Nosferadamus. You can't blend them. Nosferatu. It's the same. You should be listening to prophecy.
Prophecy.
A man looking in a black mirror.
There's nothing I hate more than like the first week after New Year's going back to the comedy clubs and being like, hey.
It's the feeling of waking up 6 hours too early. That's what January is.
January's the worst.
And if you're listening and you feel this way,
And if it's your birthday this month, happy birthday. But January sucks.
there's nothing I can't handle at January.
Tundra.
I can't handle December 26th is a bummer. My wife and I still put on Christmas music. It's so desperate.
yeah.
It's like you broke up, but you're still kind of, your picture is still your wallpaper.
There's nothing more lame than
Santa's gone.
let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go. Girl, stop it. Move on.
Please.
Do not text him.
He's at the South Pole.
Girl, he's on vacation. He does not want to hear from you. God.
Blowing up Kris Kringle.
It's the worst. Stop sliding into his DMs after Christmas. He's tired. He doesn't care about you.
And he has floppy pirate boots.
Absolutely he does.
This whole thing is folding in on itself. Yeah. Didn't you do methamphetamine once? I'm not just bringing it up as randomly as it seems.
Wait,
I'm
me?
thinking, what does Santa do when he's off? And I'm like, this is when he goes and does a little... The other
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
in
snow.
Tijuana. He's at a donkey show.
He brings his own
He's
snow.
like, I need to get the reindeer like that, you know.
Oh, is he watching or is he getting plowed by the donkey?
How much time do we have? We have...
We don't have that much time. I didn't see correctly that you smoked meth. Did you smoke meth?
like years ago. One time.
Okay, that's good.
It was in 2002.
I always think about the
I
scene.
think 2002 or 2003. Yeah. Just one time. That was it.
No, nobody thinks. Look at you. You're
One time.
robust. You're
One
robust.
time. Not in the car. Not 5 minutes ago.
It does. I feel bad for obviously all addiction, but especially meth people because you look like you. There's a look, isn't it weird?
There
that
is a
everybody gets a
look.
look if you do a lot of meth. I suppose if you do a lot of coke, it's not the same. Maybe you get skinny, or there's not a look necessarily.
No. Well, on cocaine,
You think?
if you do a lot, yeah.
Well, I mean, it does stuff to your teeth. It
Yeah.
does stuff to your skin
Yeah.
in a different way.
It is. It's. Ugh.
I really was just trying to say you clearly are robust. You look like you've got some sun. You're doing great. So no one here thinks you're on meth.
Read the comments below, everyone. No.
Martindale on meth.
No.
There's
That
our
was. I
clip.
mean, that was one. First of all, I didn't know what it was.
Methamphetamine?
Yeah. Had no idea.
Someone just gave you a little...
Someone gave me a thing and they were like, smoke this. And I was like, okay.
Where
Like
are
an
you?
idiot. Huh?
Where were you?
I was in Dallas.
I was at church.
I was at the mall with Santa. And no, it was in Dallas. And this guy was like, here. And I'm like, okay. Granted, it was in a light bulb. So that was a little sketchy.
You mean it was like one of those glass things?
No, it was a light bulb.
Excuse me?
Yeah. He took the end off the light bulb. And it was just a little piece of like paper in the light bulb. And he was like, we light this up and we smoke it. And I was like, what is this? He was like, it's called ice. And I was like, ooh, drama. Cold.
Ice. It also just sounds like a cologne.
Yeah. Right.
It sounds, or a gum. Try it. It's ice.
It's ice.
Meth would do... Meth
We didn't-
needs
yeah.
a rebranding.
Yeah. It
You want
needs-
to try Arctic Freeze?
Yeah. Give it like a Gatorade. Like this is cucumber pepita, This is ice tundra. Ooh. Yeah.
Ice got you in the door.
So it's like sold.
I always think about the scene in Breaking Bad where Jesse
Yeah.
gives the cashier meth in exchange for gas. And she's never done it. And he's like, he says it's cold. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He goes, it's really clean and cold. What was it like?
What was meth like?
Yeah.
Well, the one time I did it, it
Be the
was
authority
the
that you are.
last time I did
Stop saying you've done it once. You love it.
No. Ooh. I remember just getting so chatty.
Yeah.
Like we went out and I was at the bar and the bartender was looking at me and I was just like, you ever think about, like I was just like 900 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
So
going
cokey in that way, I suppose.
kind of, sort of, yeah. And then going home, not being tired, and rearranging my entire
busybody.
living space. Like
Like,
moving chest
Requiem
of
for a Dream.
drawers. Yeah. Like moving my TV, moving my bed.
We
Like,
hired somebody. We needed
God.
a couch put together, and we put it together pretty quick. And we were like pretty sure this was years ago. We're like, I think this dude's on meth because he was.
meth movers. That should be a thing. You got to get out of
Land it.
somewhere quick. Hire
Meth-
meth movers.
Steroids is to professional sports.
As-
Meth is to the moving
to the moving
companies.
company, yeah. But my roommate came outside and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like 4 a.m. And I was like, I just wanted to change it up a bit.
So like a fervor,
Yeah.
like a energy. So it's a stimulant.
It's something. But then when I finally
It's
went to
something.
bed, I think it was like 6 or 7 in the morning. I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon the next day. And let me tell you, like, it was the worst feeling I've
hangover.
ever. Oh, it was just.
It burnt up all your dopamine or something.
Oh my. Well, that's how it becomes so addictive.
Because you got to get it back.
You got to get it back.
Got to win it back.
So, like, right when you do it, the one time you do it is you're already hooked
really.
because it's already in your system.
So how did you go around that?
Sweat it out, boo.
You did it.
Oh yeah, I was
you-
like, never again.
Again, no disrespect to people that can't do that, but it's remarkable
Yeah.
and that's admirable that you did it.
Oh, I
so
was-
you had a conscious moment where you were like, uh-oh.
That was something I should not have done.
And there was a moment of self-love where you were like, this is a crossroads.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hurt now. Let's not do this installment plan. Let's do the withdrawal now and never do it again.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I was just like, nope, never.
And
it
what
was
did
just,
you do? You just sweat.
I just remember how I felt.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, you feel like the worst hangover ever. Plus, your body just feels dead because
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah.
And I just remember the sweats and the head and the pulsating and just like all of it, just like,
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never doing that
For you.
again.
So going back to your parents then.
So I got a dog. Yeah.
No, not even the dog. Because there's a reason. We'll get to the dog. I love this. This episode is brought to us by our friends at Ritual. For years, guys, I had gaps in my diet, nutrient gaps. Whenever I went to the doctor for my checkup every year, they told me all the things I was deficient in. Thank God I found Ritual, the simple, traceable, gap-filling once-a-day multivitamin, which is better than multivitamins I've tried in the past for so many reasons. First of all, I fast, so the fact that Ritual is gentle on an empty stomach is huge. And the reason for this is that it doesn't start breaking down until it's in your low intestine, which is also where nutrients can actually be absorbed. So it's gentle on your stomach, but it also gets into your system. So if you're like me and you've taken multis in the past and you get the feeling that you're just peeing it out and your pee is bright yellow like predator blood and you're like, this is a waste, Ritual has got you covered. They figured it out. And men, guys, you need this more than ever. You want Ritual on your team to fill those gaps with 10 key nutrients. According to the CDC, fewer men than women meet the daily minimum for fruit and vegetable consumption and are more likely to overvalue exercise and undervalue nutrition. So get Ritual into your life. I've been taking it for years. Every morning I take Essential for Men. It gets me ready to start my day feeling confident that my body has all that it needs. And I take their Symbiotic Plus for my gut health, which of course your gut is like a second brain. You gotta feed it. It's huge. Ritual is vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and major allergen-free. So get Essential for Men, quality multivitamin from a company you can actually trust. Get 20% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/weird. Start Ritual or add Essential for Men to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/weird. for 20/weird. Ritual.com/weird for 20% off. This episode is also brought to us by our friends at Next Evo, my favorite CBD. The new year is a perfect time to move on from things that just aren't working in your life. With Next Evo natural CBD products, oil-based CBD can be one of them. You know I love CBD to relax, to recover, to deal with stress, or to help my sleep. And CBD is a plant-based game changer in my life. But not all CBDs are created equal. Oil-based CBD doesn't mix well with our water-based bodies, so you absorb as low as 6% of the CBD on the label. 6%. Next Evo Naturals has figured this out. They developed a clinically tested water-soluble form of CBD, and their gummies and capsules are proven to work faster and absorb 4 times better than oil-based products. Their stress gummies are a life changer for me. I have them in my travel bag. They're in my cupboard. They help me manage and cope with stress quickly and effectively. So wonderful to have something plant-based that is good for you, helping you manage stress that is natural. And now, try their strongest gummy ever, the new Extra Strength Daily Wellness CBD gummies, which customers and I personally love. Or try the all-time bestsellers, their stress gummies, which I love. Or dissolvable powders, which I've just started adding to my smoothie in the morning, especially after a workout to aid in recovery. So leave oil behind and start the new year with a more effective and fast-acting CBD from Next Evo Naturals. From Next Evo Naturals. Get 25% off any order or up to 60% off as a new subscriber by using code WEIRD at nextevo.com. That's 25% off your order or up to 60% off a new subscription at nextevo.com with promo code WEIRD. Back to Justin. I feel us coming. This is a great episode, but you're bringing life into me, and I really appreciate it. But to go to your parents, it seems like, not that it would be their fault if you did just start smoking meth, but like it seems like you have a good foundation.
Yeah.
Good. Was your childhood good?
Yeah.
Because that, not to be a stereotype, there are people with great foundations that are addicts in their DNA, and it's a disease and all of that.
Yeah.
With full respect. But if you're if you have the agency to make a choice, I do think you lean on like, were you given a foundation? And so your parents were there for you?
They were there, yeah. They kind of just let me... I knew right from wrong for the most part, and I just feel like I don't know, I felt like I dealt with peer pressure differently when I was a kid.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just felt like I always wanted to fit in, and I always wanted to be, not cool, but I never had a specific group of friends. I was kind of like a social butterfly. Like I had different groups of friends.
That way.
The jocks, the nerds, the band kids. Like, yeah,
we're friendly.
So like if someone was like, Justin, do this, I'd be like, all right, I'll do it. You know, or if like, oh, I don't want to do that, give it to Justin. Like,
oh wait, okay. So now we've diverged. Meaning, if there was something wild to do, you would do it.
Yeah.
So that's what you mean. Like you were kind of strange when it came to peer pressure.
Yeah, and I also didn't really. I wasn't around drugs. Like I knew what weed was and I knew what like alcohol was, but I wasn't like a big like cocaine or, you know, meth or anything like that.
Yeah.
Pills.
What were the wild things then?
The wild things.
What did they want you to do?
Who?
The friends that are like, get Justin to do it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't never really that until like I got out of my hometown. Then it was like, oh, now you're the little fish in the big pond. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what were they? When you were the social butterfly with all the different groups, what were you known for? Like,
I would drink and I would smoke pot, but nothing crazy. I wasn't like one of those kids who showed up to class, like fucked up.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Looking back, it never occurred to me when I was in high school, but I'm like, oh, they were drunk.
Yeah. I had friends who were like on, God, what did they do? I had friends who did coke. I had friends but I never did that in school. Yeah. I was just kind of like, no, still a little dangerous to me.
Yeah.
But then getting out of it and being like, come on, don't you want this? And like everyone's looking at you. You're like, okay.
And where are we in the country? Where
Texas.
were you raised? In Texas. Mm-hmm. Okay, so where you did meth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's crazy because right above Dallas, there was a town called Plano, and they had like a huge like heroin problem.
Yeah.
Like back in the early Yeah. where kids were just like at parties, house parties, and doing heroin and dying.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that I was just like, wow, why did I not
You dodged
see
the bullet.
that?
Yeah.
And now it's just so scary. Like, I don't want to touch anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's all,
No, I know.
I'll kill you.
No, I know. We've lost people in the past couple of years because of that. And I've never heard a convincing reason why drug dealers are putting fentanyl in things that, because it's not free.
No.
I've heard that they do it to a rival's drug supply to get them in trouble.
Yeah,
but I was like, that seems very
brutal.
And how did you even do it?
It's like,
And why? I don't know. It does seem incredibly brutal.
I know. I mean, we've lost Betty White. We've lost
Betty was that's a new rumor.
fentanyl. Yeah. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah.
That's a fresh.
That was just her
That's a
street name,
fake rumor.
too.
That's a fake rumor. Nobody quote that. That is pretend.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, okay, I don't want to presume, but going back to the military dad.
Yeah.
I love all, meaning, I don't mean to be obvious and talk about coming out, but one of the reasons I'm drawn to it is because every person, gay, straight, or otherwise, has to figure out who they are and come to terms with it and present it and negotiate with their reality and be born anew. So that's why I'm drawn to those stories. I don't mean to assume it was one for you. Maybe it was very simple, but I'm getting like military dad, military brother, and then Texas. Was it as interesting as that kind of sounds like it might be?
Like me coming out?
Yeah. Like when did you start putting your own story together?
I mean, I always kind of knew, but it wasn't talked about. And when it was talked about, it was evil. It was dangerous. It was against God. So you always see these like...
Oh, you were raised religious.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, Texas, for sure. So, I mean, there were those nights where it was like, you always see them in these like new LGBT movies that are coming out and stuff where the kid's in bed like, don't make me gay, don't make me gay, like praying. So there were a couple of those. And then just kind of like...
Wait, you did that, you mean? Or
Oh, yeah.
really?
Oh, for sure.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
So how...
I'm like, that's what we did.
See, I remember being pre-sexual, but being so sort of conditioned, like by, family members being like, you got a little girlfriend and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that
So
was the same.
Yeah, of course. But meaning I can't tell you when I realized I was really straight. is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's hard for me to pinpoint, but somewhere around junior high, I'm assuming. Like
That
you're...
Yeah, I knew things were different about me. Definitely, I want to say like 5th grade, 6th grade, going into that, where it was like, you're looking at all the girls, and you're like, wait, I'm supposed to like be into them, and then you're looking over at your like guy friends, and you're like, okay. So I would always date like the frumps. Yeah.
Don't say I would
I
always
would.
date the frumps.
Like the girls that like,
Don't say
because it was
I would
safe.
always
Yeah.
date the frumps.
So I'd be like cute, handsome Justin with Shannon over here, and she's like, with blunt bangs and a bob and a mustache. And I'd be like, I love her so much. She got me a teddy bear from the Fuddruckers.
Yeah, you're looking for all these like circumstantial things to like them.
It was
about.
safe. It was like,
yeah,
and
and it wasn't
then-
going to go anywhere.
it wasn't going to go anywhere.
As a straight but religious person, I would also want to date the people that I didn't want to date someone fast.
Yeah.
Or, that's such an old phrase, but you know what I mean. I wasn't actually looking to have sex. In fact, I remember being like, why go on a date?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. I'm
Yeah,
not
my
gonna...
parents are dropping me off and then picking me up.
That's what I mean.
Gross.
You watch Saved by the Bell, and he's
Yeah.
like, I'll pick you up at 6. I'm like, how?
For what?
For what?
Yeah.
And how? And where are you going to go? And how do
What,
you
are we
have
going to go
money?
sit at a movie and be quiet? God, it was the worst.
It is the worst.
And I remember like getting into high school, things started to like change for me because I really got into theater, and that was kind of my sport. Because I felt like, because in Texas we had like competitive, like theater was called UIL. It was like it was the arts. It was like, speech, debate, theater, and all that kind of stuff. So it was like really competitive, competitive
How do
theater.
you compete with theater?
With plays, like you have like 40 to 45 minutes to like, it was called one act.
I just watched Amadeus yesterday, and they would do that in Mozart's time.
Yeah.
Where they'd have 2-act plays in one night, and they'd vote on the winner. So I know this.
So it was
not
like
a new
that.
thing.
It was like
Yeah.
it was. You had a very minimal set, and you had to like decorate the set. Every school had the same set, and we had to like configure it and make it look like the.
Wait, you mean you had the same blocks?
You have the same blocks,
like Minecraft?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah,
And it's like, do something with this.
do something with
is
this.
Very cool.
It was really cool, and you had 45 minutes. You could be disqualified if you like crossed the line early. If you went over, you could be disqualified. Like, and there was like best.
You mean if the play ended before 45 minutes?
If the play ended after 45 minutes,
But
it
could
would
you be a little
disqualified.
shy?
You could be a little shy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just had to make it through. And like, yeah, it was like real technical. I mean, it was like a marathon, like go, 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 go. And it was
It's
so
like
much
the
fun.
24-hour film festival.
It was great. And like you'd go to state, you get a trophy. Jared Padalecki and I competed against each other from Supernatural.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so he's a Texas guy. And I remember he and I were like, one year, we were like, son of a bitch. I'm going to be this actor this year. And then he won. And I was like, okay, well, let's see how that works out for you.
And were you the shining star? Were you good at it?
Yeah.
You found your thing.
That was my thing. Yeah. And so like I dated like a lot of like girls, like hot girls. And then
Because you were hot shit in the
because
theater
I was hot
department.
shit. Yeah. And then you leave and then you're just kind of like, all right, now I guess I can be myself.
I don't want to make, I'm just asking you as a person, not to be the spokesperson, but why? I was drawn to theater, straight guy. Gay people drawn to theater. Is it just, it's got to be less about sexuality. There had to be gay people that aren't drawn to theater, but something about like, what is the draw? That's what I'm saying. For you, what was it? Like,
Oh, I think it was just like escapism.
yeah.
It was imagination. It was
An
storytelling.
expression.
Yeah.
But don't you think, I guess what I'm saying to draw the line there's something about repression of all types. And I made this joke, I probably made this joke a billion times, but I'm like, as a fundamentalist, I felt like I had to come out as straight. Like I had to come to terms with the fact that I was deeply horny.
Yeah.
And I had to repress that. And then repress everything, repress ugly feelings, anger, greed, rage, lust, all that stuff. So then you see the theater and comedy and improv and all these things, and you're like, this is a place where you can like mask work. You can go up and be a little devil.
And be a little different. And everyone's like, oh, he's just entertaining.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Or
I could
sing.
be that. Yeah. I could be a guy impersonating a woman.
Right.
I could be a guy impersonating, someone with feminine characteristics.
And to have the
it's-
license to do that.
And they're like, oh, yeah, he's just, he's so funny. He's just,
I just watched the Little Richard documentary. Did you see that?
No, but I mean, girl.
Girl. For real. But that was in like the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's just such an, again, I'm not making you the gay authority. I'm just talking to you, Justin. It's very interesting that this history, that our country has been so tight. Puritanical roots, all this stuff. 1950.
Yeah.
Racism is at
McCarthy
full,
era.
Yeah. Communist
Jesus.
paranoia.
Did you watch Fellow Travelers?
No.
It's probably a little too much.
For me?
Yeah. But it's the same thing. It's like
Tell
I don't
me.
know. It's Jonathan Bailey and Matt Bomer, and they play these guys who work in DC during the McCarthy trials, where it's like communism and homosexuality is a sin, and the raids, and you're getting into like Milk and his Harvey Milk's assassination. You're getting into the AIDS epidemic, and you're just like, holy shit, this is how it was. Like
Heavy.
Two guys on the street, just like, we don't want to be seen together. Or it's like, what?
They're two gay men?
Yeah. But one of them's married. One of them is from Catholic faith. And
But then look at Little Richard, right?
yeah.
It's not a new thing. We have a million examples now, but wanting to see a gender bending, can you say that? That's not like an offensive thing.
No.
But like exploring the vagaries of gender.
It's offensive. I just got a tweet that it is. Yeah.
You have access to an app that I don't have.
Just a red alarm goes off. Oh, Pete Holmes is canceled. Hashtag New Year's 2024. Okay, well,
But gender
this has been
bending.
fun. Yeah.
Goodbye. I look up and you're just gone. The mic is ice cold. But, playing with the definitions of gender goes
Yeah.
back to Little Richard. And
Goes back to like
it goes way,
Greece.
way before
Yeah,
that.
Rome.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
But then what's more fascinating, Little Richard isn't that fascinating as much as the embracing by straight white squares
Nerds.
that fucking love it to the point where you're like, oh, they need it. I'm going to make a weird jump here, but in the way that the most square person in the world, just picture the most meek, quiet woman living in Vermont, and she doesn't cuss and she doesn't chew gum because it's crass or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to bed at night and has a dream that a flying dildo spaceship is chasing her on a planet and the ground is tapioca. Meaning we need expression. We need art, and we need that art to be loud and bright and absurd even. I'm not saying Little Richard's absurd, but we want to be like, we're craving it like sunlight. So when I'm watching all these, like, a lot of them are racist, and all of them, I'm going to say all of them are homophobic.
Yeah.
Except the ones that are maybe, closeted. But you're going to see Little Richard, and we all look the other way on it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
as
all
a culture.
of them.
Elton John.
Liberace.
But what is this? Again, I'm not looking to you to figure it out. I'm just saying, like,
Well, I'll tell you
how
what it is.
fascinating. And what is the new one? Who's the hot guy? You know who I'm talking about. He's always shirtless. I'm going to look so stupid.
No. Who?
He's a huge pop. Who's the biggest male pop star right now?
Oh, male pop star. Oh, God, don't quiz me because Harry Styles?
Harry Styles.
Yeah. Okay.
Is another kind of I haven't seen 5 seconds of
Yeah.
Harry Styles, but some in the Little Richard documentary, they Prince is another one. Like
George.
We fucking, I'm gonna say it, we need it. And we've always needed it. And just like how a Thanksgiving dinner, the family isn't acknowledging someone is gay, someone is trans, someone is whatever it is, an atheist, it doesn't matter, but someone's an other, and we all ignore it. And that's so painful. But we even do that culturally. The homophobic racist who loves Little Richard, like you have cognitive dissonance is like the most American thing in the world.
What I think, yeah. And I think that's the sad part about everything is like, I feel like you're supposed to question all that stuff. And I feel like that's what's so great about life is that it takes you out of your comfort zone. You were talking about the lady in Connecticut who's dreaming of dildos and
and can't help it.
And that would break my heart if she woke up and was like, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
I'm broken.
Yeah.
I need to go to therapy or go to a priest or no, you just had a dream about something, you know? It's like, explore that. Like, it doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you...
It's totally normal, but there's not enough people saying that it's normal.
Yeah.
That's where the other hot theory that I'd love to get your take on is how much is like homophobia, transphobia, even just like sexually free people of all types, and there's hate towards that. And I'm like, how much of that is jealousy? How much of it is girl? Right? I think so many things go down to why can't I shimmer? Why can't I shine? You see Elton John literally in a sequin thing, and the guys in my dad's barber shop, not necessarily my dad, but would be like, look at this fucking whatever. And I'm like, don't you want to twinkle?
I want to know.
Why not me?
I want to know why.
Where's my codpiece?
Yeah, where is your pirate
wanna
boot
know-
codpiece?
I want-
Where's your Ren Fair codpiece?
It
But
looks-
I'm going to say something.
Yes, tell me.
Why does Dave Chappelle talk about trans people so much?
Tell me. I did not enjoy. I just put it on yesterday.
Why?
Why? Tell me.
Tell me why.
Tell me
Backstreet
why.
Boys, let's
you
go.
tell me why.
I don't know. And it blows.
Oh, you think it's doth protest a little too much?
doth protest. Why are you so fascinated by a demographic of people
that is just statistically is a very small group.
Yeah. I mean, it's
it
one
could
thing.
be it could be bigger. We don't know, but like we're saying, it's not a lot of people, but there's an obsession.
So obsessed with it.
If he were a preacher, we would immediately say, this person, you know, the guy that's like, gay people are the worst, is always caught having an affair.
The youth pastor in Oklahoma.
Right.
Oh, there it is. Like,
that's an interesting idea.
it blows my mind, and I'm not saying anything. It just, I look at it
Isn't
as
it funny that because he's Chappelle, we have to be like, like
I don't care.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't care. Like, great. You smoke on stage. It's 1987 again. You know, like, I don't care. I don't care.
Tell me everything.
I don't live in fear of these people.
I'm not saying anything, meaning you're going like something else is going on.
There's something else going on, and I don't understand it. And I feel like it's just like fueling this fire of like machismo and anger and bullshit that we all are trying to move on from. But it's just still something there that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
And then somebody pulls out a phone and he cancels the show.
Really?
Yeah.
That happened? No.
Over the weekend, yeah. I'm just saying.
Wait, tell me what you're referencing.
He was performing on stage and he saw some guy with a phone and he just walked off the stage and didn't go back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it would leak.
Sure. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it just breaks my heart because it's like when you're that infatuated with something and you're like baiting it and making it negative, and these people are just trying to live their lives.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I'm not breaking any new ground here, but these are people that are at risk.
Yeah.
For self-harm.
Always. Yeah.
That need more help.
Yeah.
I do see, I'm watching somebody that is a master chef, has the potential to cook a really interesting dinner, kind of serve up some White Castle. Like that's how it feels to me. And you do kind of go like, why?
Yeah.
Like, really, why? And you're kind of saying,
I just don't get it. I'm like, it's just like, I feel like if you just embraced people with differences, you're just expanding your audience and your reach.
Right.
You know, it's like, I could not imagine going up on stage and pigeonholing like a demographic of people.
Yeah.
And just running with that and having people look at me and go, well, that's okay.
Right.
He can do that. Like, what?
Right.
Oh, well, it's comedy. It's comedy. It's comedy. Oh, okay. But when does it stop being funny?
Right.
Like,
well, I'll give you a counterpoint, right? I used to get very up in arms where I was like, if you're doing jokes at a comedy club about drunk driving to a bunch of people who are drinking, and a large number of them are considering driving home drunk. And this was a very common closer. I've made this point before, forgive me, but it's like they do this joke. I would watch it. More than one comic. It's like a freebie joke a lot of road guys do.
Yeah.
It's like, remember, if you're thinking about driving home drunk, they can't catch us all. Something like that.
Yeah.
And I would be sitting there going like, buddy, you ever get a little caught up in how sliding doors reality is, how vulnerable we are to everything? This conversation will change your life. I don't mean I'm going to blow your mind and change everything. I just mean if I decide to be kind to you or unkind to you, the ripples of that. And I know this is so boring. It sounds like we're stoned, but it's actually the most interesting thing in the world. We are affecting each other.
Yeah.
We are here to either take care of each other or hurt each other. And words can be murder. And words can lead to murder. And words can lead to death. And I see jokes that are like unconsciously or, meaning indirectly supporting domestic abuse, indirectly supporting drunk driving. So that example, I'm like, this isn't a joke. If you're drunk and an alpha position, a loud, lit, on stage, glorified person tells you they can't catch us all, that I'm gonna say I don't have the evidence, but I'm like, I remember what it would be like to be drunk, and I remember what it would be like to listen, take that as advice, and then maybe be more like, I'm gonna say for me, definitely be more likely to do something I wouldn't have done. God, I can't catch us all. It's almost like you're like extending the show.
Right.
He's right.
They're not gonna catch me, but that brick wall will.
In the same way, you see the correlation I'm making is like, if you're saying things to an at-risk community that's already, hurting, that does have an impact.
Of course it does. It's very interesting to me too, because it's like, I'm not saying that I'm like some sensitive pussy, whatever you want to call me. It's like, I know I go up, we bring each other up, all this stuff. I'm still getting brought up to like, you know, keep it going for Justin. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's gay.
Is that, I love collecting this data and getting it out there. The like, please stop these kind of jokes. Data.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
No. But I mean, it's like that, but that's not me going, how dare you? No, I'm like,
right.
They know. What are you doing?
Right. Right.
Cool. But also, are you trying to like belittle me for having a good set? And
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, of course.
It's like say if it was.
Well, what I'm saying is, of course. It's like he might have done better than I did.
It's like, say if Eliza went up or something, and I'm not comparing myself to Eliza at all, but like say if Eliza did go up and then someone went up after Eliza and they're like, keep it going for that woman, everyone.
I don't know about you, but I think she has a vagina.
Yeah, she's got a vagina. Like it's just very like, come on.
Right.
So
well, that kind of ties into the Chappelle-ness, meaning when I see it, I see someone whose wound or cross to bear or whatever. I look for in myself the lines that like, you cross this line, and I hate that I even have them.
Yeah.
But I'll give you an example. It's like, I can't feel ignored by Val. Like, if Val is ignoring me and I'm feeling vulnerable, I'll turn into a little baby. Like, I'll start, like, looking for attention, and I really had to check that. I was like, what am I doing? In the same way, I sometimes get really worked up going, like, I sometimes get the feeling I'd sell more tickets if I just embraced it and became a clean comedian. Then I was like, I have this very hot ember in me that goes, no, I was raised religious. I spent so much of my life suppressing how I really feel. And doing that, like, I was being an observational comedian for the first 25 years of my life. I don't just mean on stage. I was just living a life like, hey is a funny name for straw. Hey. Who named it that? And like inside, I was confused and scared and angry, all of the feelings. So I have a chip on my shoulder where I go like, I am doing, I don't want to flatter myself, but when I think of myself as an artist, it's because I go, if I feel it strongly, I want to talk about it. And that's a non-negotiable for me, even if it means I'd be doing better commercially if I would just do hey jokes or whatever it might be. So that's my chip. When I watch Chappelle, I'm trying to have compassion for everybody, including him, and I'm going like, he seems to have a chip that says, no one can tell me not to do something. It's almost like a kink. I don't mean it's sexual, but it's it's irrational, and there's an overcorrection of if we say don't do jokes about that. He really, like, you can see him on a hill with a flag and like a purpose to be like, he gave that talk at his school and he was like, that's the point. It's like, no one can tell us what to do. But it's like, it feels like a psychological need. And that's me trying to understand it, because I'm like, there's no other, unless it is some like doth protest thing, but there's no other explanation. Again, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm saying
no.
That
We can
seems
have
to
that
be where he's coming
discussion.
from.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because it's like,
I still don't like it.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to shut anyone out of my heart. I don't want to be like, well, he's a fucking...
No. I mean, I get it. And I feel like everyone can be a fan of somebody. And I can admire Chappelle in my own ways, but it's like, I'm just, or the other big guys, who I feel were all kind of like nerds in high school themselves at one point.
That's what's so strange.
And now they're like these like alpha... like titans,
they've become the thing that bullied them into becoming the thing.
It's so fascinating.
They got bullied and othered so hard and felt so unsafe that they built an Iron Man suit and became as strong and as shiny as they could be.
Yeah.
And then they
can fly over masturbating, and everyone's going to be like,
exactly.
Give it to us.
Yes. But then you use that strength to go back and like
bully
the people,
the lower people.
Yeah.
So I know that in my head, and I just never want to be that.
It's honestly, I mean, we're talking about power.
Yeah.
We're talking, when you talk about kind of like losing touch or whatever, it's like power corrupts, and there's no exception to that. Meaning, what else would happen? I guess, but I do stay up at night thinking about like what you could do. One thing would be not to talk about it.
Imagine. I would never talk about something that I was never, like, did not have any knowledge about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just weird when I hear anybody talk about, like, I would not go up on stage and be like, Jews, am I right? I'm not Jewish.
Right.
I don't, you know,
Buddy.
I know Hanukkah. I know the holidays.
I know the hat.
I know my friends.
I know the
I am
hats,
not
let's be
one
honest.
to
Yeah.
to engage with, like,
Justin, you know what it is? You ever get? Sometimes I'll get in a cab. This happens, and sometimes because I'm white, which is fucked up, they'll just assume I'm down for a racist joke.
God, really?
Yeah, that used to happen in New York. Some guy would be like, "This neighborhood used to be different." I'll tell you, and you're like, "Oh, here we go." But even worse, and what these kinds of jokes remind me of, whether it's Chappelle or anybody, is the kind of jokes that people tell you after a show when they realize they know you're a comedian, and they're like, "I got one for you."
Oh, yes,
and
yes,
if someone imitated someone with a physical disability walking, I would be like,
Oh,
"Yikes!"
yikes.
Like that would be like I'm a people pleasy person, but you'd be like, that's not for me. You know what I mean? Please stop. But like it's weird when that's to use all of that influence and power to kind of do it as like jokes people tell you after the show.
Yeah.
Do you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely. I remember I remember being in Las Vegas with a friend of mine. And we still joke about it now just because the situation, it was just so, we wanted to go to like a really shitty diner, like one of those gross, like Vegas off the strip diners with just bric-a-brac and not a Cracker Barrel, but something below, like Five Below a Cracker Barrel.
Wow. Five Below a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. And this was like right when Raiders Stadium, all that stuff kind of just opened up. And so we're like, wow, Vegas has really changed. It's all expensive and shiny. And our waitress came over to us and she had blue eyeshadow, garage doors, blush, lip, teeth, like the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, she's everything. I need to know everything about her. And she came up to us and she's like, what are y'all doing in Vegas? And we're like, oh, we're just, visiting. My friend looks at her. She's like, yeah, it's like changed. A lot of it's like different now, She goes, I'll tell you what happened to Vegas. And we're like, oh God.
You have given me the best example. I feel so seen. I'll tell you what happened.
I'll tell you what happened to Vegas. Like Tim Burton film, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like the light goes off behind her.
Harsh
I'll
spotlight.
tell you what happened.
Harsh spotlight on her.
Raiders Stadium. That's all we needed. We're like, oh, got it.
Wow.
Because all the weed, all the, she's like, I'll tell you what happened to Vegas, Raiders Stadium. And I'm like, wow, tell me you're racist without telling me you're a racist. I was like, can we get more juice?
Did you say
Juice.
juice?
Juice. You want juice? No, juice. Please, God, give us juice.
You got to say the orange there.
God. I mean, hey, I got a good one for you. That always ends with like, oh no, please don't.
I know. And that's how I feel when I watch jokes like that. And I'm like, why are we doing what they think we're doing? Which is not what we're doing. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Like before I went to therapy, I had no idea I was codependent or how to end a relationship in a healthy and productive way or set up boundaries with family and people that I work with. But that's what therapy is all about, deepening your self-awareness and your self-understanding and your understanding of others, to be honest. Because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. I've always said talk therapy is greater than the sum of its parts, and it's changed my life. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Because the more you know about yourself, the more easily you can maneuver through life with less suffering and more clarity. Relationships, grief, loss, anxiety, you name it. Talking about it with a professional helps. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. You can even switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/weirdo today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. betterhelp.com/weirdo. Back to Justin. What are I love that. That's very interesting. What are your obsessions? Tell me some of your obsessions. What are the things? What are your like don't get me started things? Like if I bring up a topic and the more boring or specific the better. But there are a couple things that people. I'll give you some of mine if it.
What are yours?
Cold exposure therapy. Like
what is that? Oh, like dunk tanks?
Don't ask me about it.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I hated that you
like a plunge.
Yeah, plunging that sort of stuff. But that's the thing that if I'm at a party and Val's next to me and someone brings it up, she looks at me like, "Oh God,
here we go."
Not even oh God, but she's just like, "You just stepped in it." How do I step in it with you? What's the thing that you just can't get enough of? If someone's into it, you're into them.
Oh, if someone's into something that I'm into,
like, but the thing that you're like, oh, instant.
Wait,
friends.
you like cold plunges?
If you liked cold plunging, I would be like, I can't wait to talk about.
I'm gonna have to come over and do it. I'm fascinated with it. I've never done one.
Yeah,
but I'll do one. I thought you were like, I've had it.
That's my meth.
Okay, mine is probably. What is if someone is into
ancient aliens, hot mustard, tight socks, pajamas, Dolly Parton, Perfect Strangers, karate, judo, near-death experiences, horror movies.
I think that one is one.
Which one?
Horror films.
Oh.
And Dolly Parton and socks. Yeah. No, I think horror films is a good one.
You love a good scare.
I do. Yeah. And I love I don't know. I like witchy stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I like.
Ever been to Salem?
No, I want to. It's on the list.
You'd like it.
Yeah. I like witchy stuff. I like. You
mean like Wiccans, like real witches, or?
Yeah. I just feel like I just like that process of old mysticism,
earthy,
yeah,
kind of, pagan.
Yeah,
when I say pagan, pagan just means people that live in the town, like people that don't live in the city. That's
you know what else is pagan? Santa Claus. You know what else is pagan? Like it's all
pagan is
all
the most pagan. No,
like,
pagan is just ordinary. It means not from the church.
Yeah. Or they're like, you know what the shortest day of the year is?
Yeah,
December 21st.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the solstice. You know why? Pagan.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all pagan.
Yeah.
So I'm just like fascinated with like old mysticism and herbs and
I was thinking about this recently.
Manifesting and stuff like that.
Okay,
yeah.
vision boarder?
I'm not a vision boarder, but I am like a deja vu kind of a guy or like noticing little things like, oh, interesting. I just saw this. I was just thinking about that kind of stuff.
I was thinking about the Chappelle special.
The
special on the way down, and then the next car in front of me had a sticker that said closer. It wasn't a Chappelle sticker, but that was his last special, was the closer. And I was like, count it. I was like, that's weird. And those things happen.
I love
so
little
often.
moments like that.
They happen.
It's one of my
these
favorite
little
things.
winks, little cosmic winks, and they happen so much and so often that I've stopped keeping track of them.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to a psychic that blew your mind?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because I had I have two friends named Patrick and Paul, and they
Paul
P-O-L.
Paul.
But he does like coffee ground readings.
Oh.
Like ancient Armenian.
Fun.
I think it's Armenian. Oh God.
Okay, I'm going to count that as a synchronicity because every morning I make an espresso.
Like Turkish coffee.
And every morning I look at it.
And it's like that.
And I look for a face or just for fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's funny, are we ever seeing anything other than our own projections? That's a big question. But like, I see something. I'm like, that looks like something I was just thinking about. It's fun.
Yeah, and it was weird because he was like, I see a key here, and I'm like, what? And he's like, you need to hang a key on your tree, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, because that's going to open up so many doors for you in 2024. Just hang this key on a tree. And I'm like, so I go home. A couple days go by. We're getting out the Christmas decorations, everything. And I open up like a box and I have a key ornament.
That you didn't know you had?
I was like, oh yeah, I have this key ornament. Let's put it on the tree. And I was like, what?
That's a fancy.
Took a picture of it. I was like, I have a key on a tree. He's like, I have no idea where that came from, but yeah, key on a tree.
Key on a tree.
And I was like, oh yeah, and I had it up there all December, and so hopefully it'll
and then you booked this
open
podcast.
Yeah, and then you were canceled.
And then I was
We're
canceled
talking
for
shit
saying
about Chabelle.
gender bendy.
God, oh yeah, that was
That's why I was
I'll never
canceled.
forget that alarm.
I remember people called Kurt Cobain gender bendy, and that's when I thought that was okay.
No, gender bending was like Boy George.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean-
Kurt used to wear a Kurt. Like
Oh
his
yeah,
my
he
friend.
did
He'd
wear like a
dress. And stuff.
yeah, he did do that.
And that was a thing in the 90s. I
Yeah.
had friends that wore dresses in the same sort of alty.
Oh, now everyone
Sort of
is.
Yeah. No. Well, going back to our jealousy theory.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
A Chalamet?
Yeah.
Like this post-sexuality.
I wish I was they them.
Right?
I would love to be a they them.
Just kind of cruising around.
Just whatever.
On a hoverboard.
I can't do it now. You can't do it now. Like
It's over.
if you showed up at the Comedy Store
I'm dyed in the wool.
in full gown,
It's over. Yeah.
I will support you.
Yeah.
I will be like,
Right.
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
But still,
And that's not your pronoun it. It's there he is. Or there they are. I don't know.
There they are. Like Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Eddie's been doing it forever.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
can't-
what I mean. I feel like the window might have closed.
Yeah. Like I went to a Christmas party, obviously this past Christmas, and I was looking around. I'm like, I'm a dork.
You're a square. No, dude. Being gay in the 90s was like, what? And now it's a snooze. It's a fucking
I know.
snooze. And I forget who I was talking to, but like a lot of the now gays, the young gays, don't even know that it was. I'm happy.
Oh, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Billie
yeah.
Eilish was
Yeah.
like, I just thought everyone knew. And I'm like,
Wait, is Billie Eilish a lesbian?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
She's like, I guess I came out. I don't. And I'm like, you bitch. I'm like,
it was a non-thing.
just like I mean, yeah.
Whoops a doodle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm taking a redheaded Mormon girl to prom and dressed like the Titanic, and like we had themes, and
Oh, the
highlighted
suppression.
my hair.
No, Billie Eilish, I didn't know she was gay, but like that's a great example
Yeah.
of a level of freedom built on the backs of a lot of discomfort. And then where does it go from there? I mean, it'll just be...
I just feel like nobody gives a shit anymore. So I think that
And what that is now will be considered giving a shit. Like later it'll be like even more liberated is what I'm saying.
it's like,
There'll always be a way to lighten it.
here's something that infuriates me.
Hit it.
Bathrooms. I hate it. I hate bathrooms.
Oh, you mean gender assigned
Oh,
bathroom?
just go. Just
go.
make every toilet individual, like God intended.
Yeah.
I don't want to share.
Can I
don't
tell
want to hear
you-
someone's dump next to me. I refuse to poop in public. Refuse.
Is there anything better? We did a monologue on my old talk show about the perfect bathroom, and it's a one-seater.
Yeah.
It's got a bolt. I want to see that it's locked, not a twist. You know when it's the twist on the knob?
No.
I just did this in Arizona. I had to take a poop in the wild.
in
I'm
the
closing it.
wild? What do you mean the wild?
No, I mean in a public bathroom. But it was a one-seater. And I was like, this is great. And then it was one of those twists on the knob. And then I'm like,
Trust no one.
I don't trust it. So I lock it, but then I pull it, opens. I lock it. I try it on the side. It's locked, but it's not latching. So you're just taking one of those fucking coyote shits where you're like, any minute. And I'm like, please not during the wipe. I'll take them seeing me pantsless looking at my phone, but not when I'm getting up in there looking at it. I got a ways to go.
Where was it? What was the location?
Coffee shop. Oh. Yeah. Which means
was there a code?
Second. There was no code. Tempe. It was rough. No, I'm with you. Can you unpack this with me? So I go home to Boston.
Yeah.
Again, nobody's needing you to fix this. Just want your hot take.
Sure.
And I went to coffee with my dad, which was really sweet. I was glad I had that idea. I know. Tell me.
Still thinking of Coyote in the Wild because it
Coyote
really
in the
is.
Wild. Just any moment you might be.
Adam Ray, I always think of Adam Ray because he had that one joke where that does happen, where there's no lock on the bathroom, and you could be the most,
I don't care. Yeah.
But the minute someone walks in on you, you're just like, please.
I walked into my father-in-law. I still think about it.
It makes me laugh every time.
It's not right. It's our special place.
Yeah.
Is one of those deadbolt things? It's not even.
I want to hear a caca.
I want a latch, and then I want to. It's a double lock. You lock the door, and then you lock the latch. Goes up in its little house.
Yeah.
I want a zombie proof.
I don't want just a little like metal thing popping out, and you just go, no. Give me,
Justin.
Yeah.
While we're here, hold me. Don't knock. The door's locked.
You know what's happening.
You know what's happening? Do you really need me to pinch it mid?
No.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
And certainly don't try the door twice.
No.
I'm gauging everything.
God, there's nothing worse than a public bathroom.
In fact, a good public poop policy for me, if I have to do one in an airport, is earbuds. Because I'm with you. The whole fucking thing is disgusting.
Sick.
The
sink is wet. The floor is wet.
There's
Airport, I have to put my bag down in this stranger's urine.
Yep. You know
who doesn't know how to
what is he
hold
doing?
his own penis
Were
and
you
pee.
Celebrating?
God.
Was it New Year's?
God, just the splash and spittle.
Okay, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
So I go to coffee with my dad because I was like, I'm always trying to think of things to do. And I was like, let's just do what he does. Hot tip. If anybody's trying to connect with their dad, just ask if you can join him when he's doing the thing he was going to do anyway, which was go to coffee. And I was like, I'll come to coffee. Of course, it's 5:30 in the morning. I open my eyes. He's by the bed. Dark room. I just opened my eyes. It didn't even scare me. That's how boundaryless my parents' house is. I opened my eyes and I wasn't. And when I did your podcast, I told you I'm like a Victorian ninny. Like I startle easily.
Totally.
Not when it's my dad. I open my eyes. There he is in his work clothes. And I must have smelled. I'm not.
Was he
fun of him.
crouched down,
Smelled
like
oil.
just staring at you, or was it just like
he was
torso?
just there. And he was like,
Oh, okay.
and then he left, and I go, Dad. And he was like, because I set an alarm. He said I leave at 6. So I set an alarm for 5:45, but 5:30 is just by the bed, like the Sixth Sense.
Okay. Yeah, no.
We go to coffee. But I got a real, and there's no way to say this without sounding a little bit elitist, coastal elitist. So I'm just going to own it. I'm a fucking coastal elite in this moment. I'm saying
Live
you're
your
right.
truth.
I'm living my truth.
Yeah.
So I got a taste, coastal elite alert, of what kind of like a normal
Boston morning.
Boston coffee shop and what the conversations were.
Was it a Dunkin' Donuts?
I said coffee shop. Oh. You know it was.
That's my coastal elitist.
Yeah.
Was it Dunkin' Donuts?
That's kind of your down the nose. Was it pink and purple and orange?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So we're at Dunkin's, and we actually had a nice time. And then a couple people would come in, and I was really touched that everybody was so happy to see my dad. I was like,
that's fun.
He's like a figure.
Yeah.
And all different ages and shapes and sizes and everything. And I was like, this is great. I love my dad. And we're having this coffee. And at one point, this woman comes in and just immediately jumps into a little bit of a transphobic thing.
In the morning?
Right away.
God.
And I think, not in her defense, but I think she's like, oh, it's his son that's the comedian. He'll like this.
Oh, no.
So they're talking about how her office now has a trans woman that goes in the women's room. And she, again, I think she's trying to be funny, but she's like, and everybody's freaked out. You go in there and there's a guy, you know? So I'm like, I'm not even pretend laughing.
Yeah.
I'm giving 0. I'm like,
do you have your coffee in front of you yet? Or are you waiting for it?
No, I'm drinking it.
Okay, good.
So I'm there for all of this.
God, I
Meaning
can
I'm
imagine.
alert.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to unpack, though, because I've been thinking a lot about it. You don't want a transgender woman in the women's room. And I was like, really, just walk through this with me. The issue is because they're attracted to you. Because I go, there are already lesbians going in women's room. Mm-hmm. Isn't that just kind of like let's have the conversation?
No, absolutely.
Is it because someone is potentially sexually attracted to you, and I go, like, your diarrhea is so irresistible.
I have irresistible diarrhea. That's why I don't go to public bathrooms, because it is like...
I just don't want to ruin everybody's life with a new pedestal.
Yeah.
You'll never hear diarrhea like this.
No.
Everyone's getting involuntary erections. Sorry, everybody.
Keep talking. I'm almost there.
I just changed your... Keep ass talking. Keep that ass talking. So is that the concern, that your diarrhea... that a trans woman is going to be sexually aroused, but a lesbian would also be sexually aroused, and that is not an issue. Like, that's not... So then is it because it's a... stronger woman? Is that like, really? Like,
I don't know.
Let's unpack it.
Because I feel like there's gay guys that go into bathrooms as well.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
it's the most disgusting place in the world.
If we're all standing up against a urinal and someone's looking over at your dick, it's like, there it is. Yeah. Go for it. Or if you go to a concert, then there's like drunk girls in the men's bathroom because they want to go into the men's bathroom because there's a line.
There's a line, yes.
So they're like, I just want to pee real quick. And guys are like, get out of here, you females. Like,
well, that's interesting because they're not, right?
Yeah.
The times that I've been in a men's room and women come in, but then again, see, this is something Val's like, I'm not saying it's always true. We're considered and often statistically are larger. So they're not a threat to us physically. So they're like a visitor. So then it's almost like, who cares? Welcome to our weird world. You know what I mean? Although I could see a guy like us not wanting to take a dump next to a lady, but that's kind of silly. That seems conditioning.
I'm grossed out by everyone.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I think we should be grossed out by everyone. I don't think I think it's just weird. And it makes you an asshole to be like, so this trans woman is at this woman's office, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying that she's not feminine enough for you?
Right.
And how...
Well, that's what Transparent really covered, because there's that trans woman that is so
Passable.
that would be okay.
Yeah. But it's also like if you have like a trans man...
Yeah.
And I feel like trans men, they're taking the testosterone, they've got the facial hair.
Yes.
They're
more passing.
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
So it's like if they walk into a men's bathroom, I just think it's like if a guy looks at another guy and is like, wait a minute.
Right.
I'm
not looking at anyone that
But it's also if I was a woman in a female in a women's bathroom, and if there's a trans man who's legally a woman coming into that bathroom, that's when I'd be like, wait a minute, no, what are you doing?
I see the point you're making.
Right?
So in comes
the government and the law. Right. And
I was going to say, in comes a very male presenting, but female.
Born a woman.
Assigned female.
Yeah.
Comes in, and
to
now you're chill with that?
bathroom.
Is that what you want? See, that's okay. See, now we're cooking. That's what I'm
Let
saying.
people
so it's like,
shit, let people
you
pee.
want the trans woman to go in the men's room, but that means the trans man is going to come in the women's room.
Yeah.
So I think this is looking us right in the face.
It absolutely
in
is.
the future.
It's stupid.
It's all one-seaters.
All one-seaters.
Which is my paradise.
Yeah.
I've never liked the ballpark trough. I can't
I
do
was
it.
just going
I'm a
to
deeply
say trough.
I'm a deeply confident person. Couldn't for $1 million pee at the trough.
An iced trough.
An ice trough. And I see dozens. You can't not see the ding dongs.
Oh.
And that's fine, but I'm like, how is this a comfortable place for me? Because I get in my head, I'm like, they're all peeing, I'm not peeing, they know I'm not peeing. I'm that guy.
Oh, then there's the
it.
guy. Okay. And then there's the corner guy at the trough.
Corner trough.
Corner trough. That's where you go to the very
Kale
end of the
corner
trough. And you turn. So you're at the corner.
I like this guy. That might be me now.
Yeah.
Because you can make a little urinal out of the corner.
Because I'm like, don't look. I don't,
I think here's in summation. The bathroom is disgusting.
Bathrooms are gross. Everything's gross now.
It's a forgotten... It's like the Untouchables. It's like, don't look at us. Don't think about
Just
it.
look. Ugh.
And when I go into like a nice hotel bathroom and they have like 7
Doors that shut with the French.
Venetian. Yeah. Venetian wood. Venetian wood.
Venetian wood.
It's a
The
Venetian
blinds
wood.
come down.
And a turn and click.
Luxury.
And a fucking, it goes down. And you can tell they're cleaning it. And there's even a little accent in there.
Yeah, there's like
maybe
a
a little jar with sticks of vanilla.
God. Or a poopery, if you're lucky.
A thing of poopery.
Just something that you just.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You go in a public bathroom. Let's say, where are we? Doesn't matter. You're in an office. You go in a one-seater. You take a dump. There's a thing of Glade. This is an insight into your psyche. You've just taken a shit, so you're not clean. You are now unclean. And there's the Glade and there's the sink. Do you Glade and then wash your hands, or wash your hands and then Glade? Because that Glade, you're really relying on your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Are they dumping and then glading and then washing? Or are we trusting our brothers and sisters? They wouldn't touch the Glade with their shit hands.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I mean? Are you re-shitting your hands by touching that Glade? Or do you trust?
First of all,
Respect.
I don't even shit in public.
Facts. You already said that.
I don't.
But you just had to.
Okay,
In this
just
one.
had to.
You had to. I'm going to tell you, I'm a Glade and then wash. I'm not even ashamed
Glade
of it.
and wash.
I Glade
I didn't
then
even
wash.
think about that.
You got to Glade then wash. I don't know what that can's. I don't know if it
I didn't even think of the germs on the can.
when I squirt a lemon into my drink, I'm not soaking that lemon in there. You ever see a bartender drop a lemon on the ground? Do you think he washes it off? You're putting the ground in your drink. You just put the ground,
Put the ground
in
in my drink.
Everything that's on the ground
In my drink.
in the
You
drink.
might as well just get that where they set the drinks on, like in the well.
Yeah, yeah.
Get those,
Empty that out.
Pour it in a
Empty
glass
that out.
and drink it.
Drink that
Yeah.
if you're going to be filthy. This
Yeah.
is how the plague started.
Yeah.
Limes and lemons.
Limes and lemons on a bar floor.
No me gusta. If I dropped a lemon, I wouldn't wash it off. You just chop it up, put it in the drink. So I go, I want a Pellegrino. Lemon or lime? Do I look like I want to die?
Yeah.
No. Okay, so never poop in public?
Never.
Never.
No. It just scares me.
Too much. Everything we've already covered.
Unless it is like a single Venetian door.
We're talking like a Four Seasons.
But I mean, I even felt like there was one time where I was like at the airport and I was like, oh, God,
It's happening.
it's happening. And I went and there was a, what is it? A family bathroom.
Love a family bathroom.
And I was just like, there was a lock on there. I was like,
Occupied. Not only is there a lock, it turns red and says occupied.
oh, absolutely. I
love
stared
a
at the
family.
changing table.
I think this is a modern... That, buddy, if I was a congressman trying to say we need a nationwide only genderless one-seater bathrooms, I would say, my brothers and sisters, you
Yeah.
know I am right. Watch the trend. In the 80s, the family bathroom was never taken by anybody but a family. And now it is always occupied.
Always.
Because everyone wants a genderless,
Privacy.
private
Yes.
bathroom. There's no... Why does it stop before the floor? Who designed this? That fucking guy with the motel that he crawled in the vents and watched people doing it? Did you watch that,
yeah.
doc? He made fucking the bathroom system.
God, what a nightmare. Like it's
That guy looked like he did that too.
in the vents and like watched
There was
that
a do you know
documentary.
this? There was a doc. There was a motel.
It was the motel and
that
he
he built. And my favorite part is, or It's weird to say favorite.
Favorite part.
The most striking part was that his wife knew he was a looky-loo.
Oh, yeah.
And like supported his dream of having a motel that he designed like Norman Bates style.
Totally.
With vents that he could crawl up in and just watch people doing it.
God, that was, oh, God, no.
I know.
But I feel like back to the bathrooms.
B to the B.
What was I going to say? It was something along the lines.
Oh, you went into the family bathroom.
Yeah.
And you made
We
it
should
happen.
have individual stalls because there's nothing more gross than the public.
Agreed.
I don't want to hear. Ba-dunk. You know?
Okay,
like-
look, we're going to move on from this topic,
Sure.
but just to yes and you.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the audience, so everybody worried that we're going to talk about this. We're
not.
We're almost done. Farting at urinals, there should be a fine. I don't need it. Just because you're in the gross room doesn't mean you can do everything gross.
I don't know you.
I don't know
your name.
We're so close. It's like we're in line at a yogurt shop.
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
Yeah. Why is no one just fart? Maybe they are.
I think they are.
I think people are trash. I honestly like.
people are letting them rip on airplanes.
I was just gonna say the barefoot guy, like flipping the movie thing with his
I've
toes.
seen that. I've seen the guy pushing the screen. It was a socked foot, but still, get the fuck out of
like
here.
putting your foot on the like in front of you, like
People don't know.
biting your toenails.
My mom would shave her calluses in my car. She'd take her shoes off and just.
What?
And I'm like, this is before I knew how to use my big boy voice. So I just allow it to happen. It looks like a fucking snow globe back there.
What is this, like Olive Garden Parmesan? Like, what is this? Just tell me when to stop. Keep going, Mom. Tell me when to stop. It's just a plate of cheese now, Mom. Just tell me when.
You just made it a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sick.
You ever see a ghost?
Yeah.
Knew it. Tell me.
Have you?
Because you're the most fun to see a ghost. I would love to have seen you see a ghost.
I mean, I saw one when I was a kid.
What was that?
That was like, so I was probably like in second grade and I was asleep and I remember waking up and my hallway was like all lit up. Like my bedroom door was open and the hallway lit up like a blue light. And I remember this woman, and I had my eyes closed because I think I had like lost a tooth. So I was waiting for the tooth fairy to come.
Okay, so if you write this in your book, the first line of the story is, I think I had lost a tooth.
I think I lost a tooth. Yeah.
The lights in the hallway were on.
Lit up, but like not on, not like it was like
it wasn't electricity.
No,
It
was like a blue light. And this woman came in and she was wearing a pink dress.
came into your room?
Yeah. And it sounds weird because it is Tooth Fairy adjacent, which could be the chapter title. Tooth Fairy adjacent. Because it sounds like, oh, you were just like, you saw the Tooth Fairy. And I'm like, no. No. But my eyes were closed like this because I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want the Tooth Fairy to see me. So this woman comes over towards the front of my bed. And I remember being scared and I closed my eyes really, really tight. And then I gave it some time and I opened my eyes and she was gone. And it was dark again in my bedroom. And then the second one was
That guy. Whoa.
And I remember that, like, to this day.
No, I believe it. I'm just going to ask at least one follow-up. Is there a chance that your delightful mom wanted to give you the thrill of your life?
No. No, my mom wasn't dressing up like the fucking Tooth Fairy.
With a blue light? I mean, that's a lot of effort.
That's dedication.
And were you asleep or you were almost asleep?
I was asleep and I remember waking up and I woke up and that's when the light like slowly came on, really full bright blue. Yeah. And the second one was at the Comedy Store. So that one was pretty cool too.
Well, let's not talk about that at all.
Have you? Yeah.
No, I do.
Oh, yeah?
I want to. I haven't ever seen it. The Comedy Store is haunted?
Oh, yeah. Did you not know that?
You mean with bad comics?
Well,
Honey.
depending on the night.
Depending on the night. I'm just kidding, everybody. I love the store. I just
Oh, yeah. I mean,
riff
it's like
and bits. Just riff and bits.
so much.
Who's
The mob and all that stuff was affiliated with the
I
store.
remember being at the store and Moshe took me the first time I was there. He was like, "There's a staircase, and you turn around and there's a little window, like
The hole where the gun went?
the hole where
Yeah.
the gun window. So they were like, they would walk people up here to whack them. And it is a perfect place to whack somebody.
And then they'd open the door and push them out of the door because the door led to like the parking lot.
So that's real?
So yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, walk up here," and they'd be like, "All right, let's go." And they'd open the door and then they'd shove them out and like break their legs and like kill them.
Oh,
yeah.
no. So why was the mob in the Comedy Store? Before it was the
Because it
Comedy
was
Store?
successful.
Or it was the Comedy
It was
Store?
Ciro's. Yeah, it was the restaurant.
But it was also a comedy club?
No, the comedy club
okay.
came at like the late like 73, 74.
But it was a
something like that.
mob restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me who you saw.
So apparently I saw Gus, who was a bouncer at Ciro's.
I go there several times a month.
You don't ever get a weird vibe from that place?
Well, yeah, I just
Yeah.
assumed it was stand-up comedy.
Well, I mean, it's just, it's heavy. The air is heavy.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like
I
you
thought it was
walk in and you're like,
It's a weird, funky, but I've leaned into it being like, it's like a fun house.
see, yeah.
It's like kind of like, and that's what Moshe told me. He was like, you got to like embrace the black
Yeah.
walls and the little Coke piano and
Yeah.
the plastic chairs. I looked up at the ceiling recently. It was like a dream. It looks like Alien. It looks like Ridley Scott's Alien. It's like the ceilings are coated in like black garbage bag material.
Where?
In the green room
Of the main room?
of the main room. Look up next time.
I will. I don't think I've
the
looked.
walls don't meet like that. They're like, it looks like the alien is.
Oh,
there.
I'll look at that. No, yeah, but like I remember leaving. I was in the green room of the main room, and it was just
That's
like
where
late
you
at night.
saw him?
No, it wasn't like there, but I was leaving the stage. This was like 2011, 12, 13 maybe.
Okay.
It was late at night. I used to hang out all night. Like those were some times. But anyways, I'm leaving and I'm walking off the stage going towards that doorway that goes into the main room from the hallway. Okay, so I'm walking out that way and I look over and there's a guy.
Wait, the hallway with the pictures.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that entrance into the main room, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the belly room's to your right, the
Yeah.
kitchen's to your right. You're
Yeah.
walking down towards the main
So
room.
if you're walking out of So yes.
The original room's
Yes.
to your left.
Yeah.
You're walking towards
down
the
the
main-
hallway, belly room's up the stairs, then you go into the main room.
Yeah.
So leaving from the green room down the stage out into that hallway, right? So I'm walking and I look over and there's this guy. There's nobody here. The club's like pretty much closed for the night. It's like 2 a.m. And I look over and there's just this man sitting in one of the chairs by the door. And I look over and he has a gray bowler hat on and he has a gray trench coat on and he has no face. Like it was just black.
Stop your
I'm
fucking
telling you.
Stop
And it's like
everything.
and like a smoke.
Shut
a
up.
light smoke is coming from
You shut up.
I swear.
There's a light Dick Tracy villain smoke coming up from
and
his
it was
collar.
all gray with no face. And I look over and I go, nope. And I ran down the hallway. And Jeff Scott, the piano player, was there at the time. And I was like, I think I saw a ghost. I think I saw a ghost. And he's like, well, what did he look like? And I'm like, and I told him and he was like, oh yeah, that's Gus. He was the security guard here at Ciro's. And I'm like, without a beat. And I was like, oh, of course it was. Yeah.
Did you go back?
To that spot?
Send the guy that's not scared.
I know. It was definitely
Go
like,
see if fucking No Face is here. Like if maybe it was just a
Yeah.
regular No Face.
no, there was nobody there.
I can't.
It was cool.
And he didn't look translucent. He just looked like a person.
What do you mean by translucent?
Could you see through him? Translucent. Chappelle has all these new translucent jokes. Like, why won't he leave the ghost community alone?
Leave them alone. Haven't they done enough?
Yes.
No, it wasn't translucent. Well, I don't know. I see what you're saying. It wasn't like I could see through him, but it was just very faint.
Yeah. In the dark,
Yeah.
by a chair, just working security.
Have you seen the Unsolved Mysteries about the Comedy Store? The old
You
episode?
shut the fuck up.
It's
when
really
you talk
fun.
to me. There's an Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved
about the
Mysteries.
Comedy
Robert
Store?
Stack goes to the Comedy Store. It's on YouTube. And some of that is just kind of like, really? Because it'll be like, you know, I worked at the store from like 1970 something to 70 whatever. And then we had tablecloths and ashtrays that we used to put on the tables, and then we turn our back and we turn around and they were all folded again with the ashtrays stacked and the chairs stacked. And I'm like, really? Like,
It's hard to know when the cameras show up.
I know.
Once Robert Stack is there, you're like, maybe
Stack.
it wasn't just an ashtray fell. It's they were stacked.
They were Robert stacked.
It's like being on Cops. Even the crazy people act a little crazier.
Yeah.
And the cops act more like cops, obviously, because the cameras are
Cameras, Florida.
That's a great one. Oh, yeah. It helped us know Florida.
Yeah. Really does.
Cops is so Florida, when I watch it, it gets humid. Could that just be sweating? Okay, anything on the meaning of life? We're almost done. Meaning you can spend all your energy here, and then we're just going to go back into this amorphous in-between feeling of the first week of January.
On the meaning of life?
Well, you were raised religious.
Yeah.
Anything carry over? Do you have
No.
any worldview, including atheism? That would be a worldview. Do you think, well, we just talked about seeing a ghost. So your grandparents passed. Do you feel them? Do you have any relationship to them? Do you think they're just zeros or completely gone?
No, I'm definitely a spiritual person, and I hate when people say that because I just feel like it's very vague.
I have to say that too. I go.
Just spiritual. I feel like there is purpose and all this other stuff. I hate when people weaponize religion.
Sure. Why? I'm just kidding.
It's
the worst.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I don't understand how one religion's better than the other, and we can attack this other group for being different or whatever. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I just hate it. I hate charlatans.
Yeah.
Who call themselves religious and are not.
Yeah. But how does it take its shape? Have you had religious experiences? It's just a feeling. How do you pursue this feeling? What does it mean when you say you're spiritual?
I just feel like there's kind of like along the lines of like a deja vu. I feel like we're all kind of here for a reason. I definitely believe when somebody is gone, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gone.
Like a smoke-faced nightclub
like
guy?
a smoke-faced nightclub bouncer, or even just thinking about something and looking over and just seeing like a hummingbird or something. You're just like, oh, that's nice. Like seeing little things around. Like I just feel like everything has a purpose. If we all just kind of step away from our gross
own little
public toilet
yes.
selves.
Yes. And our self-seeking. Just like all... I've been getting... so I'm at that coffee shop in Tempe where I took a dump. And you ever been in it's a bright day, you go in a shop, and there's people on the outside, and they can't see in the shop because the sun's too bright, and they put their dumb faces and you can see them, but they can't see you, and they're like, what's in here? And I was like, why is that so annoying? And I was like, because that's what we're all doing.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, to some extent, you're just going, is there anything in there for me? Mm-hmm. Can I eat something or fuck something?
Yeah.
Is there something comfortable, exciting, interesting?
Something for me.
And if you can put away something for me and look at the big picture, that can be very, not just can be, that is very peace-inducing. Just like getting over yourself.
I wish we could get over ourselves.
Trying.
Did you see the video of France for New Year's?
No.
It's kind of going around right now. Everyone's outside of the Champs-Elysees, the big statue in Paris, and everyone is on their phone. Wow. Everyone is on their phone. They're doing the countdown, and it's just blue screens all the way to the front of the Champs-Elysees. It's just like
no one is there.
No one is there. No one's present.
That would be so great if
no one's kissing. No one's like, we did it. Everyone, it's just blue screens.
Wow.
Counting. It's insane.
I wish Larry David was there so we could just zoom in.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Garland was like, go to New Year's. You can kiss a stranger. You'll kiss somebody. Go to the Champs-Elysees. He's like, you think I go to the Champs-Elysees? You kiss on New Year's. It doesn't mean anything.
No one gave a
it's a new
shit.
year. That second Isn't this year? It's not last year. It's a no second. It's a time a second. No, it's Jerry.
God, it's so good.
But he goes and everyone's on their phone.
Yeah. Everyone's on their phone.
Boom.
Boom. That's how I feel. That's going to become our lives.
That's our cross to bear.
If that sound can go with anything, what does that say about us?
Oh my God. He was so right that sound is modern life.
Someone falling, someone like getting robbed.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's so good.
I wonder when we're dying if we'll be like bum, 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 the credits roll and you're like, no, bum, bum, bum. The funniest death.
That would be a great thing if we heard that. And when you hear that sound,
That's
that means
how you know the episode's over.
you're on your way out. You're
Why do
just
I
having
see
a good day.
Executive producer Larry David. Why is that in front of me? Oh, I'm dying.
Oh, that's what it is.
And Jeff
But wait,
Garland
we're at a
comes in.
restaurant. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
And Jeff Garland comes in. He's choking. He's choked.
Does no one know the Heimlich?
Ask for it.
That would be great.
I could see them doing a curb on the Heimlich maneuver. Heimlich, he's a guy.
Final season.
They name him after his whole legacy is how to save people when they're choking. You know how he died? He choked. Well, what a delight. The final question for you, J Mart, is...
Oh, that's what my friends call me.
I knew
J Mart.
I knew it.
Good friends call me that.
When I was driving down, I was like, I bet J Mart is like
Yeah.
the long friends.
It's a long friend. My long friends call me that.
Well, you're a friendly, so you're J Mart.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing this.
Sure.
The last one is...
Yes.
Can you tell me a time in your life when you laughed really, 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 really hard? Here's the take the pressure off. It doesn't have to be a good story. Just how old are you? Where are you? Maybe what happened. Here are the prompts. Did someone fall? Did someone fart? Were you in church? Were you at a wedding, a eulogy, some situation where you're not supposed to laugh? Were you at a tour of a library? Was it the first day of school?
Yeah.
Did your friend put a Cheeto up his nose? Did you fall? Did you fart? Just tears going down your face? And to make it even easier, it can just be recently, like something that your partner did, something that happened over the holidays, something your weird dog that we never got to did.
Oh. Well, I mean... It is recently was over the weekend. We were laughing so hard because we do have this dog. we
finally got to it.
We got to the dog. And I'm a little on edge because this is the first time that both of us have been gone. So we're like, oh God, is she barking at everything? Is she like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you don't know.
But we've got that thing that just shits out like puppy treats, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
and it's a camera, and I feel like an asshole because I'm like, now I'm that person.
Treat. But what a gift.
Yeah, it's real fun. But anyways,
What kind of dog?
it is a King Charles Cavalier, and she is just the sweetest little.
Charles.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's my screensaver now. I mean, just
That's beautiful.
the sweetest little thing. That's her right there. Yeah,
And you're
Frida.
in a group text from Evan Cobb.
That's my boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Is that
Yeah.
public info?
And Evan Cobb, he's like,
Okay.
oh no. But we went over to our friend Krista's house for New Year's, and she has a King Charles.
Yep.
And it's 11. It's like a little older guy, and she has this other dog named Luna, who is just this like terrier terror. Just you know what I mean? It's just very like, what's the word? Just not controlling. It's like this is her space. Domineering. Yeah, very dominant. The other one's just like, you know, real sweet. And then my dog is just 1 year old and just like a new puppy. And so real sweet. And we were laughing because the King Charles is like, you know, royalty. So it's like this, we kept like a Victorian ninny very much. Yes, just, oh, good gracious. Because the other dog's yipping and yapping at everything. And our dog's just like, you did say, you know. And we were calling Luna, the other dog, French. Like she was just very like, mon Dieu, like just very like aggressive and yelling. And our dog is just like, please don't bother me right now.
Perfect.
But the other dog was just staring at our dog just the whole time. And we were just laughing so hard because we were like, we just stopped calling the other dog Luna. We were like, look at France. France is over there just like,
Perfect.
just scouring. And we were laughing so hard. So that was the last
You're gonna
time
have so many.
I
Dogs
know.
are great for laughs.
God.
Just that. They are like your little kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I never thought that I was like I called my boyfriend on the way over here and I was just like, oh God, we left her. He's like, it feels weird, right? And I'm like, yeah, it feels like, oh, I feel awful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I'm that guy now to be like, well, I left my child at home unattended.
You're reminding me of when I first got Brody. We were crossing this Vermont just over there. And I didn't know much about dog ownership, but he was a real nervous. He's a rescue, so whatever we rescued him from was still sort of bothering him. And I took him on a real nervous walk, and he used to shit like 13 times per walk. And I was like, God damn, how many bags do you need?
Yeah.
And then I'm like walking him home. He's walking weird. I think it's because he's nervous. He's already shit about 12 times. I'm like, let's cross the street. Come on, let's go. He's being real skittish, but I'm being sweet walking with him. And every time I cross Vermont, I think about this. He just took like 7 or 8 logs on the crosswalk.
Yeah, like a coyote in the wild.
Like a coyote in the wild. He doesn't have our problem. He's like, if it's here, it's here.
Could you imagine?
And then cars drove by, just activating every log, just running it flat, releasing every feature that they have.
Wait,
Just
the cars were
splat.
running over?
Well,
did you run out of bags?
because I couldn't pick them up
Because there were so many.
The light was changing, and so he's
got
just leaving a
Just
trail of
leaving.
breadcrumbs like he wants us to find
Got
our
it.
way back.
Yes.
And then I get over and I just stand. I get the bag, but it's too late. Traffic is now coming and it's like fucking New
breaking
Year's
it down.
poppers.
Yeah.
And it was humiliating.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of fun you have in store.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. I know. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, am I going to be in trouble when I get home? Are my shoes going to be ripped up? Because there's been no accidents in the house.
Not that gentleman. Watch out for the Christmas tree too, because they'll pee on that. Why wouldn't they?
I know.
That's on us.
I know.
We brought their toilet inside. On Christmas, a new dog is like, thank you.
Yeah.
Finally.
She's the sweetest dog. So I love her to death. But it is like, oh, now holidays are over.
Yeah.
The holiday is over.
Now it's just your dog.
Now it's my dog.
You're going to love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It's
great.
gonna be fun. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Justin Martindale. Will you email me a clip of your stand-up that we can play up top just to kind of intro
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
It can
I'll
be
find some.
anything. It can be anything.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be new or just something that's on YouTube that's short.
Okay.
Get it to me and we'll give it to Katie.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much. When
Thank
you say
you.
keep it crispy, it's how we end.
Where?
It says it right there.
Oh, I thought I was
that's
looking
your line.
into a camera.
No,
like,
that's your line.
keep it crispy.
There it is.
Wait, I want to look into it. Keep it crispy. Happy New Year.
You picked the 2-shot. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
You made it weird, you made it weird, you made it weird, oh yeah. You made it weird, you made it weird, you made it weird, oh yeah.